running a business, you kind of expect to have this big sort of opportunity to grow this lovely, wonderful thing and to kind of, make a real impact. But you kind of forget to read the small print, which is that's always going to come with a load of problems. So having the opportunity to kind of like network and interact with and speak to a load of these other companies, some smaller, some bigger, some in different industries, some in similar ones, it's kind of just reassured me that problems are just kind of part of the deal.
I think it's been absolutely brilliant. I mean, I really, really think it's been an excellent tool. I think everyone in my cohort would say the same thing. I think it's really kind of expressed and shown that people in kind of leadership positions generally are quite lonely, because you have all of these problems. They tend to be all on your shoulders, and in the majority of cases, you don't have someone that you can genuinely share these things with in a very open forum, like we do in the BEIS program. So I think it's been very good for that, because we all do suffer from very similar problems, whether it's kind of HR, legal, finance, admin. And having that group network there has been excellent for us to be able to share those things and learn from each other.
And then through being chosen and accepted onto the programme, paired with people from different industries, I've actually found it really rewarding. It's been an opportunity to be a sounding board, and kind of rather than being in an echo chamber of people from your own industry with the same issues and the same outlooks, it's really good to talk to people from other industries who may be thinking a slightly different way. It's also been really reassuring to find that everyone has the same problems. So everyone has team issues. Everyone has days when they feel like, they're being swamped, and that their business is in charge of them rather than them in charge of their business. Everyone has issues with well-being, physical, mental, emotional, and different strategies to cope with that. So that's really good. And to have the confidence to talk to people, I think, is also really good, because it can be quite intimidating sometimes to approach other business owners, managing directors, CEOs, or kind of whatever level, because even though you run your own business, I think sometimes within us all there's this feeling of being a bit of a fraud, like I'm only here by accident. So it's nice to be in a forum where you are on an equal standing with other people who you admire and respect, and you think, okay, well then I deserve this place here, and what I have to say has value.
I love talking to different people and meeting different people in their businesses and learning about their businesses and thinking, oh, that's really interesting. Well, how do they manage their staff? What do they do with their people? And then using that information to be able to go out to my clients and go, well, these people that I've spoken to have done this. So any information for me like that is gold, because it just gives me more content to take out to my people. So it's definitely helped me be more business orientated and strategic in my approach, rather than constantly operational and just winging it and hoping it happens. Well, what I hope to achieve is better turnover than I've ever done, because I've got some very ambitious targets, which I might regret at some point. But at the moment, I'm feeling really enthusiastic about them. And, I hope to grow. I want to take on at least one other person.
But it's made me much more self-aware, as I was saying, of how what my leadership needs are. It is already enabling me to be a better leader, because I've already changed my mindset, and that is the most difficult thing to change. The overriding benefit has been the one-to-one sessions with Annabelle. So understandably, the one-to-one is a deeper dive. But while the group session is sort of the what and the how and have you tried, the one-to-one is why. Why? And for me, that's the key to removing the barriers. And once you can remove those barriers, you can see how the business can progress.
I think it's definite confidence. I think that would be the one word that I would use, is that you've got that confidence to go about those things, because you've also got that, you can talk about the 3 or 4 things now that you're doing on your weekly program. What's happening, on your check-in sessions, what's happening, what are you doing in the business, and being very open about what we're doing in the business, knowing it's in that confidential setting and so on, and then just having that check-in to go and say that.
I have had input with forward planning. So one of the business leaders that was in my network had forward planning done like that. I mean, they'd got a great eye and understanding of cash flow, profit and loss, kind of splitting the year into quarters and setting yourself goals. And we're all very different, which is really really good, because we are all very different people, all very different fields, but the issues and the concerns are common across the board for all of us. It's been really invaluable. And I initially, when I realised the length of the programme, I thought, oh, am I committing myself to time that I don't have? But it's the most valuable thing that I could be doing with my time, really, because it's building my business, it's making it stronger.
It's a brilliant programme. I wish I'd known about it sooner, really. I have recommended it to others, because I just think that to have that kind of facilitation that's funded is invaluable in this present climate, because I just think that it's a complete government funded programme to encourage growth. And the more we grow as entrepreneurs and business leaders and managers and people who own businesses, and there's some people who don't own their own business but they are decision makers within their businesses, the more this country will grow economically and provide opportunity for people. And I just think it's brilliant. I think it's like having your own board of directors or mentors that really hold you to make effective business decisions, without bias. I mean, peer-to-peer networking for me is critical to my business, because it helps me look from the outside in. And it means that my business is successful because it doesn't just become about my ego, it becomes about other people and how to be more effective and how to grow. It's a brilliant thing. I'm very grateful for the funding, and I think it's worth it for anyone who owns their own business and feels. Some people own their own businesses and just don't think they need it, but I think any business can benefit from it.
So it's helped me be a better businessman, or to be more of a businessman. I mean, it's all too easy to put your head down and just work. But with that sort of regular sort of check-in, you've made to sort of stand above and check your course, check your direction, and kind of steer it back. So it was an opportunity really to look at the business, reflect, and see it from a different point of view.
So it's connected me with some really nice people. It enabled me to stop and think, because my default setting is do. So to keep doing, if I just keep doing. And I wrote the email to Phil on the morning of the start date, first day. I wrote the email that I was going to send that said, "Hi Phil, I'm really sorry, but I am not able to do this course because I haven't got time." And I stopped myself just before and just went, this is exactly the kind of thing I need to be doing, because my biggest challenge is around time, and I need to learn how to make time work better for me and stop doing and start being and all this kind of stuff, because it's part of a wider thing that I've been trying to do. This doing the course was part of a wider me growing from kind of being this one guy with this business to growing a business, and changing my behaviors and habits. So what the MD's Hub, what the course that has done, rather, the course is it was a catalyst and part of a whole, thing around me, changing some of my behaviors and habits. and enabling me to stop and think and listen a little. It's opened me up more to this kind of stuff. So I was pretty closed to, it was Jason getting on with it, and now it's opened me up to like, to these courses. It's opened up to the benefits of doing courses.
And you know, the fact that as a person, I'm always trying to improve and learn more is needed to run a business, and the group has offered me that.
Especially with my one-to-one sessions, I'm really looking forward to seeing this new way of working, and we discussed it in the last session and how it's going to benefit me. And now it's getting down to the next session will be actually the nitty-gritty bit of it. And I can really see that staying with the whole project and for many, many years, once I've sort of trained myself to work that way, then it will be, well, maybe life-changing, who knows? work life changing, yeah.
I think it's been really fantastic to discuss key strategic business issues with other business leaders. So I think the programme itself is great. However, on a personal level, you've got to be open to it. You've got to want to share your issues. You've got to want to listen to other people, and you've got to carve out the time from your very busy day job.
I would say, I don't know, optimistic. I'd say optimistic, surprising, and funny. The reason I say funny is because especially our last session, which we got to know each other a little bit by then. I just spent half the session just laughing because people's characters start to come out after a few sessions, and yeah, I ended up having a lot more fun. Just talking about problems and trying to solve things with other people. A consistent theme across our whole group was that everyone knows they need to spend the time solving these problems, but they don't necessarily know where to begin. They don't understand how important it is, and they don't necessarily know how to do it. And having this program exist in the form that it does, especially at no cost, it just opens that door, and it allows everyone to realize that these quite fundamental things just need to happen. They need to spend time planning. We need to spend time, addressing the important stuff as well as the urgent stuff. And if we don't have those conversations, and if we don't talk about those issues and have those realizations, there's only so much we can grow. So by allowing the space for small enterprises to come in and kind of have this kind of light bulb moment and these realizations, it means that ceiling is immediately lifted, which creates new jobs, which creates new opportunities, which stimulates growth and all these wonderful things. So I think that I think that's a really good idea, guys. I like what you're doing.
3 words: keep funding it.